The Wolverine is a second attempt at a standalone Wolverine movie following, I think, 2009's X-Men Origins Wolverine, which was not necessarily very well received by most people, and so I didn't really know what to expect from the Wolverine just because, you know, look what happened last time. But it did look different, and I'm happy to say that it was different, but...
That's about it.
It's not enough. Yeah, I appreciate the hell out of the fact that it was different. It was really different. It stands out.
Yeah, I'd say the main difference with this movie, other than Origins, is that it looked like they wanted to make a movie. Other than Origins was like, we gotta make a Wolverine movie so people will buy it and see it.
Action scene. Don't tie it together. Just go.
This felt like more like, okay, we've got this story idea for Wolverine. It's going to be a character story.
Yes. Which I would say, it was, actually, I would feel like there wasn't a whole lot of story so much as characters. You know what I mean?
Man.
Like, yeah, it was like character development, but not a whole lot of plot, if that makes sense.
Did you get the sense throughout all the times you've seen Wolverine on screen, this was the movie that you really got to know him?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Which, I said, I appreciate that.
But there were times I was watching this and I'm like, what am I watching again?
I absolutely loved the first half of the movie, which was the one that had less...
Yeah, it was everything before the funeral.
Yeah, and everything that happened after that was just, like...
Now, let me ask you a question. You are a huge Wolverine fan, correct? Yes. So I want to know your opinion based on the fact that you're a huge fan. Do you think this did the character justice? Do you think it was the right type of movie to make, whether or not we loved it overall? What do you think?
Well, the 20th Century Fox Marvel movies, which I think is principally just X-Men.
Yeah, for the most part.
Now, anyway, that they keep doing. Mm-hmm. Just since 2000, when they did the first X-Men, they just...
You've been riding that cow.
They just derail the story of what really is, you know... I'm not saying, like, you know, like what the story... They're supposed to follow a certain story.
Right,
but
like
certain
to a T.
Guidelines with the characters that you don't dishonor. You know, I expected that coming in to see this, especially after X-Men Origins Wolverine, which was so far away from... you know, I mean, they get the major details right, but everything else that's minor, which is important, they foul up on. And although I was expecting that, I still felt like the essence of the character was represented well, and there was like great. There were a lot of moments of like that I could like freeze still shots and feel like that is a great picture of Wolverine. Mm-hmm. But listening to the dialogue and just the characters and you know, I mean, I heard all these names and I'm like, you know, great. These are great characters.
Yeah, you were freaking out.
But just
that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
They're just in there. Yeah.
Wolverine was Wolverine, definitely, but.
Mm-hmm. And he looked good.
Yeah,
he
was drinking his protein, man. Actually, a fun fact, he actually, before his shirtless scenes in this movie, he didn't drink water for 36 hours to get a dehydrated look.
Sexy.
That's a man who cares about the role, though. That's
you heard people, like,
gasp.
But yeah, I heard people gasping when he took his shirt off.
But let's say, while we're talking about it...
And I was one of them.
Hugh Jackman, I think Hugh Jackman is great as Wolverine. I think he's a fantastic Wolverine. He is never the problem with these movies, in my opinion. So I thought he was great again. I thought all the acting was fine.
I think that the problem with these movies is that they lack focus. It's like, you think about, what's the plot for the Wolverine? Wolverine goes to Japan, and he fights ninjas. He has a little thing with his powers.
I would say that focus was just focused in the wrong place.
Well, I feel
it was Grandpa Yoshida.
I feel like this movie, he was trying to overcome the events that happened in X-Men Last Stand, which, in a way, we all are.
He's trying to overcome Origins.
Well, yeah, this movie was about getting over the death of Jean Grey to an extent, and he meets an Asian chick who's really hot, and that'll take your mind off your dead girlfriend for a couple weeks.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Wolverine has been through a lot of romances, which is funny because he's such a...
He's not a lady.
Yeah.
But, why is this affecting him so
much? You know... He could probably convince me to go
to prom with me.
Those claws will make me do a lot.
But it's just like kind of like, well, I got my babe in Japan. Anytime I'm lonely, I'll just come back. Yeah, that's almost what it was. Like on the plane, she was like,
well, now Wolverine has a sidekick, and
he's got a sidekick.
Go away. She's just like a candy cane.
She looks like a candy cane.
Hey, I'll suck that. The one quick thing I wanted to mention was, we keep talking about the funeral scene. That's where you kind of have your issues that start.
That's when it started.
Let's talk about the cinematography in that, because for 5 minutes of the movie, someone's just started doing that.
I'm really happy you brought that up, because I literally, like, I had to blink for a second during the funeral scene.
Why is this happening?
It's like, I can accept shaky cam when it's like high octane action, like boom, boom, explosions, ah!
But up until this point, it was not
just
there.
Like any action movie where it's like, okay, ninjas are attacking a funeral. You don't need.
If anything, it's supposed to be like visually beautiful stuff. You
So,
want to
and
see it.
And
you know?
it is.
Right.
I mean,
but then they just
everything in Japan was beautiful.
I thought all of it was great. Yeah, and also a lot of practical stuff. I was surprised because I was expecting a lot of CG stuff from seeing like the train sequence in the trailer, which that was obviously CG. Was not anywhere near as bad as it looked in the trailer.
That was really
pretty
good,
cool.
though.
Yeah, it was really cool.
As far as train fights go, I mean, they
very cool.
they
A lot of
become
practical
very
stuff.
passé.
People jumping around, a lot of parkour-ish kind of stuff going on.
I like how the train scene had like no score. It
Oh
was just,
yeah,
like,
a lot of
intense.
parts like that.
You felt like you were on top of that train and like you were about to get decapitated.
That's why I'm saying I really think this movie does stand out. Not necessarily the best movie, but I think it really stands out.
One scene I thought was pretty cool. It was the opening of the movie where it shows Wolverine saving the Japanese dude. And when that first started out, I was like, oh, looks like they're actually paying attention to what make a good movie good. It's like, wow, that was really effective.
They're setting the tone to be grander and epic and actually have some human emotion behind it.
They started out of the gate
that was like
full on, and then it didn't really live up to it.
A lot of the images were really like
right out of the
I've
book?
seen them
Accurate.
like pictures of and
Nice.
it looked really good. I felt like I was
very intense. It would have been a great short film, you know. But so you know, like we said, good stuff. Not as good stuff.
A lot of things were just rushed towards the end. I mean, I was looking forward to seeing Silver Samurai. I mean, Wolverine's got a lot of great villains.
You were looking forward to seeing.
He turns into a transformer.
Yeah, and he ends up being a freaking lifeless robot.
I can forgive the love story that happened for 30 minutes, but that 20 minutes at the end just became that typical blooded Hollywood movie.
They didn't wrap up the right things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The focus was in the wrong place.
Yeah, I don't know what Viper was trying to do.
She was trying to be a cheap, cheesy B-rate villain and a knockoff of Poison Ivy from Batman and Robin. That was Viper.
That's it.
But let's just say the very end, the end credit scene. We won't spoil it here. In fact, we're going to talk about it in a video you can click down below over on his channel. I will just say briefly, big thumbs up.
Yeah,
after the mid-credits scene, I loved it. But we'll get more in depth over there. Final thoughts on the Wolverine? I didn't hate it, but I appreciate it, but I didn't love it either.
I wouldn't say don't see it, but I also wouldn't recommend it.
I wouldn't rush out. Yeah.
No,
you know what? I would probably, maybe it's just because I'm such a big fan, but I would probably see it again.
Well, I get, because you want to check for things maybe that you might have overlooked. Yeah, I get that.
It didn't hit the mark, but it's on the right track with what they're doing. So if they want to do yet another Wolverine movie, I feel like they're on the right direction.
This is the second time I've seen it, and I enjoyed it just a little bit less than the first time. I don't know why, but I do enjoy the movie overall. I think it really pushed the boundaries of that PG-13 rating.
Definitely.
That we've never got before.
I agree.
He's mad, he's angry.
They snuck in the one F word that they're allowed to use.
Yes, he's pissed off. He's finally kind of becoming Wolverine, or at least the Wolverine from the comic books, and I appreciate the movie for at least doing that to the best of it.
I mean, I think the real fans, they want to see an R-rated Wolverine, which you're probably never going to get. But that was, I think...
This was pretty close. But those are our thoughts on the Wolverine. Let us know in the comments what you thought of the Wolverine. And once again, don't forget to check out the video on his channel of us talking about the post-credit scene, I guess the mid-credit scene. Definitely a couple things we have to say about that. And that's pretty much it. You mocking me?
Yeah, I'm
mocking me?
Well, I was emulating you, really. It's a form of flattery.
I'm just enjoying the moment.